know if we
I know you would like to. I would like to be, 20 pounds lighter. However, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Here, the state is arguing that things that have actually happened to her and reasons as to why she may have been in the position that she was in are not relevant to her state of mind, but yet something that happened years prior, something that has nothing to do with her, is relevant. So, I mean, it seems unbalanced. If we're going to have a trial, and there's going to be evidence put forth about all this stuff, and Alicia Andrews can't talk about why it is that she was in a position, she was in a car with an individual, why she was giving up her phone, why she may have been outside of a club with an individual, why she didn't call the police, and all these different things. If she can't talk about that, it just seems to me to be unfair.
Well, and again, that's why I asked you about the only way this comes in is if she testifies. Now, if she decides to testify, then we will have another discussion about this. And by then, I will have heard all of the state's evidence, and then I'll be able to, again, consider whether or not any of this testimony would now be relevant, okay? So
I guess in jury selection, I don't want to step on any toes or do anything, incorrect in jury selection. So if I'm asking questions about any sort of domestic violence, I wouldn't want to draw an objection and be shut down if it ultimately comes in.
Well, Steve, would you object if the defense just generally talks about or asks the potential jurors, have you ever...
Or a co-defendant, and that's what that case law, that Florida State Supreme Court case law cites to. It doesn't matter how afraid or scared you may be of one of your co-defendants. In fact, that Cole case is a woman who was charged along with a male co-defendant of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Duress is never going to be an excuse if you're fearful of your own life to take another's life. And so that is the point. The jury shouldn't be able to hear any sort of issues that she does have with a co-defendant, because that defense is not available to her for first-degree premeditated murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree premeditated murder.
And I agree with what the state is saying as it relates to a duress defense and a duress instruction. We're not asking for duress instruction, and we're not putting this in for the purpose of proving a duress defense.
Well, then what in the world would it be relevant to? That's the thing.
All right, the rapper Foolio from Jacksonville, who got sent to the upper room on his birthday. Unfortunately for him, Jacksonville, they have really been in the news for their rap gang culture. We see what happened in New York with the drill music, and Jacksonville is one of the more volatile places in the rap game, man. You got talked about the guy, rapper, who daddy snitched on him and all this type of stuff. And the streets don't pay, man. All that catch up with you. It all catch up with you. And I'm ready. A lot of those guys wish they would have chosen another way. Now, in this particular case, a lady named Alicia Andrews is part of the deletion of Foolio, where the two men, basically used her cell phone, I believe it said, to set Foolio up. And now she's claiming that the two men, for the most part, they forced her. It was domestic violence. They forced her to do it. They put hand, foot, and toes, or they threatened her. But she, that's what she's trying to use in the case. And that's what any woman would use in the case. Something like that, But check out the music entertainment playlist out, Real 101. Now, apparently, they said that she can't use the DV, and she turned down an 18-year plea deal. So, for the most part, I think they were saying that she used the cell phone. They used her cell phone, and she was with them when they took the young boy's life. And she was an accessory. And what's so funny is I had one of my dorm mates in college. He went through something similar to this. And it was over his head the whole semester, bro. I was glad when they got, he got exonerated. And for the most part, they had some bodies, and they were told to bury the bodies, to help discard the bodies. And he said it was at gunpoint. They had guns and made them bury the bodies at gunpoint. Only reason that he ended up getting off is because he was enrolled in college. I didn't see the character flaws. He wasn't that type of guy. You can tell he's a good dude. And that case was holding over his head the whole semester, and he finally got that case lifted off of him. And he was happy, bro. Like, he ain't got to deal with it no more, you know. And we was in the South too, so. But you know, he was out. Like, he was out. He was going back and forth to court cases. So yeah, you know, at the end of the day, he had a real situation where they had the Jimmys or the Roscoes at them to bury the bodies, man. And you know, for her, you know, you know, she rejected the 18-year plea sentence. And she cried enough they might even give it back to her, but from the state. But she's trying to say, hey, it was DV. Now, could the guys be like, yeah, we forced Alicia to do this, and we forced her to do that, and we put hands, foot, and toes on her? At this point, they're trying to pretty much, you know, get exonerated for the case as well too. They trying to get up out that case too. So, I mean, even most people that's probably gonna go down and do 20, 30 years, they ain't gonna. No, most people got the mentality in the streets that, oh no, if I go down, everybody going down. Look at the guy's father in Jacksonville, the other rapper. Like, people got that mentality. They got that mentality. So they ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, we forced Alicia to do this. Nah, you know, from the course part, she was a willing participant. She was a willing participant. And it's just like Sha'Carri Richardson in that video, where she basically tried to take Christian Coleman. Oh, we in a DV relationship. He beats me too. Take him to jail too. Take him to jail too. Women are always going to play the trump card of they're always going to play the trump card of I'm a girl. Well, I send my husband to the upper room because he did DV on me, and it don't be true. More cases than not, it's not men out here that's just putting hands and foots on women. If you hear the origin of a lot of these domestic violence stories, it's the woman who initiates the domestic violence. I mean, lesbians relationships, it shows it. You know, women lie so much, they like to get physical. They joke about putting hands and foots on guys. And then when you put hands and foots back on them, oh, I'm just a girl. Oh, you're not. That's why, like, when they disrespect you in that matriarchy of the black community, when the older women disrespect you and you don't take it and you disrespect them right back, you know, that's seen as ultimate disrespect. That's how black women carry it in the regular world. I can disrespect you, but you cannot disrespect me. That's how they carry it. I can joke on you. I can hurt your feelings, but how dare you hurt my feelings? That's how it is. That's the God honest truth. So, of course, they always gonna cry wolf. You think when you do things like, you think that she wasn't with them when they did stuff, you know, and girls always get the pass to snitch in the hood and all that time. I always get the pass. This time the state of Florida was like, I ain't no pass. Your ass gonna do this time or you gonna fight this case. And they use these girls as pawns. You know, they put the bag on these girls when they going across country or the pills, or they use these girls for these crimes because they know the woman ain't gonna get as much time. She gonna slap on the wrist. A lot of these girls, they be with these Pookies and these Ray Rays, these Chads and these Octaviuses, and they allow them to bust down drugs at their house or turn their house into the spot, or you know what I'm saying? They doing these crimes and these scams for these dudes, and guess what? You dispensable. You disposable, excuse me. You're disposable. They don't even know it. They're disposable. You mean Nathan to him. You mean absolutely nothing to that man. You mean absolutely nothing to him. Nothing. How can you do that to me, Octavius? But that just be a lesson to these women. Y'all be with these drug dealers and they don't ever take y'all out the hood. They buy you fake Gucci bags, Louis, nothing. You just with them for the thrill. For the thrill. And this is where I can land you at. But I appreciate y'all. Check out the Real 101 Playlist, Music Entertainment Playlist. Hit the link tree. You can find me on X, Instagram, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, the whole 9 piece.